Hey, welcome back, Facebook fans. Today, I want to talk to you about my governor, the governor of my state, but I think this applies to many governors in your respective states as well. Governor Larry Hogan, governor of the great state of Maryland, clearly is no longer a legitimate governor, and I want to explain to you why. People could disagree about the prudence of different decisions, the science behind different decisions, and that's fine. But then there comes a time when the amalgamation of actions taken by a given governor are so insidious and are so conflicting that it is very clear he is no longer deriving his powers from the consent of the governed, and that he has no right to be governor. Larry Hogan, like many governors, shut down our entire economy, arbitrarily shut down businesses, put people under house arrest even when they weren't engendering gatherings, businesses that didn't have more than 2, 3, 4 people, while at the same time, of course, left mass transit open to bring crime into our neighborhoods. Now he's come out with an edict that if you don't wear a mask, a humiliating, ridiculous thing on your face outside, or at least indoors, you face up to a year in prison. All right, well, he really cares about COVID. Then the same man signed an executive order releasing 500 criminals. So this is a man who says, we're not warning you anymore. We're taking action on it against anyone who doesn't stay inside. Really tough on crime. Well, actually not. The same man who wants to tell us we are all a bunch of criminals is releasing 500 criminals from prison. Now, let me tell you something. To be in prison in Maryland takes talent. The prison population has declined 30% in absolute terms over the past decade. So if you're there, you are bad news. Every day, we are plagued in our communities outside of Baltimore with youths that commit 6 felonies within a year and never serve a day in prison. And now this man is telling us that if we don't put a mask on our face, we will face up to a year in prison. Well, is there not a problem of spreading the virus in jail for those people as there are for robbers, theft, burglars? I guess not. That is how a tyrannical mind works. This is truly a disgrace. So what is it, Governor Hogan? Are we now at the point where we're going to laud criminals, robbers that put on a mask and rob people, as most robbers do? They usually have a mask. So that's okay? Is that suddenly okay? Let out the criminals, lock up everyday law-abiding American citizens? And then you have the nerve to demand $500 billion from the federal government to bail you out from the destruction that you created? No. You break it, you own it. Article 4 of Maryland's Declaration of Rights, that you should be familiar with, makes it very clear that people like you, who no longer serve with the consent of the governed, have no right to be governor anymore. We have a right to throw off this tyranny. This is extremely dangerous, the game you're playing, and it's got to stop. Folks, here's what you can do. You need to contact your members of Congress and make it clear to them that the 14th Amendment passed specifically to empower Congress to enforce the Bill of Rights and fundamental natural rights against state governors like Larry Hogan. It's time to get your members of Congress to act. It's time to call the White House and demand that this president stay consistent. Either Trump is president or Fauci is president. We can't have both. This is not headed in a good direction. But the good news is the momentum is on our side. It's on the side of the Patriots. And this, the 245th anniversary of the Boston Siege, Paul Revere's ride. It's time for each and every one of you to be that Paul Revere. Except this time, the warning is not the redcoats are coming. It's that the tyranny at the hands of our fellow American leaders is already here and has already been implemented. We just need to wake up like those frogs in boiling water.